Hey, this is Crypto Jimbo. You heard that right. Crypto Jimbo is here today. You know that I love passive income, and for a long time, I really loved crypto. I got burned one too many times, but I'm still on the lookout for crypto that actually solves a problem and is not just a Ponzi scheme. So VeChain is one of those. This is a top 100 coin. I've actually held VET, that's their coin, for a long time. It was one of the first things I bought. But we're going to talk about VeChain, what it is, what it does. Is it a token that you should perhaps consider buying? And also, if you want some passive income, you can be a VeChain validator. You can validate their nodes that run their blockchain. These are not the nodes of old, the Ponzi nodes. These are real nodes providing real utility. We'll talk about that in a minute. One of the main reasons I like looking for passive income is everybody's looking to invest. I mean, this is the American dream, the world dream. I guess I have a lot of people who aren't from America. But you work hard, you save up some money, you invest that money, and then you're able to get a return, and eventually you have financial freedom. That's the goal. The problem is the stock market is giving maybe 7% a year if you're lucky. Real estate is a lot of work, and it's given 6 to 8% a year. And let's not even talk about savings accounts, which, get you 0.5% a year. So for somebody who's wanting financial freedom and not wanting to wait until they're 400 years old and have saved enough, looking for some, we'll call them alternative investments like crypto, might be a way to speed up that track a little bit. It also might be a way to slow down that track a little bit, as we found. So you have to be cautious. There is no reward without risk. So it's just a matter of finding that right balance where the risk and reward kind of even each other out. The reason I bought VeChain in the beginning was their initial mission was they were going to be a blockchain that helped keep track of products. So let's say you were a milk producer, a dairy farmer. Milk producer makes me sound uneducated. But you're a dairy farmer. And so you have your cow, which is on the blockchain. And then when the milk is created, you put a record of that on the blockchain. Then whichever truck takes it to the store, you put that data on the blockchain. Then when it gets to the store, you put that data on the blockchain. So what we have then is a ledger, an immutable ledger. That's what the blockchain is. An immutable ledger that lets you know exactly where all the products in all the stores is from. That was kind of their vision. And they actually had a lot of success at first. Walmart China was using VeChain. I mean, when you're partnered with Walmart, Walmart China, which not the same as, Walmart USA, but that's significant. That's a significant partnership. So I bought a bunch of VeChain tokens way back in the day. First token I bought. Do I look extra pale today? I think the light, I'm recording this at night. I almost always record during the day. I am very pale, but I'm not this pale. But anyways, VeChain now is empowering people like you and me to be a part of their network by validating the nodes, and then we get a return on our investment as well. They're calling it the VeChain Renaissance, but it's just a way to get more people in the community involved in the ecosystem. So VeChain has two main tokens. They have VET, which is kind of the main token, and they have VTHO, VTHO, which is their energy token. So that's like what pays for gas on their blockchain. So when you buy VET token, let me show you here. It's a top 100 token. Right now it's sitting at 41. It's down a lot because crypto. I mean, look at everything. Everything's down a lot. Look at this bloodbath. This is sad. Maybe I should wait till next week to record. But you have your VET token, which at a $2.3 billion market cap. And that's kind of in the range that I like because it's not, if you go too big, if you go up to Bitcoin, there's not a lot of room for it to go up, at least quickly. So you lose a lot of that potential upside. But if you go too low, you go to something with, a $10 million market cap. Well, that's not very much. That could go away. And then you're left with nothing. So I really like these top 100, but not in the top 10 tokens. I think they're a good bang for your buck. There's a significant amount of risk, but there's also a significant amount of reward. So you have your VET tokens. You can stake your VET tokens. That's basically just locking it in to help support the network. You get an NFT representing what you staked, and then you get VTHO tokens as a reward for what you staked. So I really like that because you don't have to just buy the VET token and then just, hope it goes up. You still hope it goes up, but you're getting these VeChain tokens as a reward as you're waiting. Now, it's not a ton. You get like maybe 1% APY for staking your VET tokens. But again, that's just free money that you're getting. Now, if you have a lot of VET tokens and you also have a little bit of tech know-how, you can run a validator node. And the word node has scared people because we've been duped by a lot of people who said we have nodes, and they were just Ponzi vehicles. They weren't doing anything. But validators, they're kind of like miners for Bitcoin, except for they're not a physical machine running, but they secure the network. So they add blocks to the blockchain. They validate transactions. That's why they're called validators. If someone tries to go into the blockchain and make a change, the validators check, hey, this isn't how it's supposed to be, and then they undo it. And if you're not ready to run a node yourself, you can also run what's called a delegator. That's basically someone else is running a node, but you assign your VET tokens to kind of help support that node. You delegate. You see where these terms mean something. I'm turning off that light. I couldn't stand. See, look, I'm normal pale, not ghost pale. In my video editor, can you go back and just make me not as pale? Actually, can you do that in all my videos? Just put a tan filter on or something? But all of these things provide you some income. And it's not like buying a rental property. When I first, I sold my business, and then I was looking, hey, what do you do when you have money? And of course, I've seen on TV, you get into real estate. So I did that, got rental properties and was looking around. Problem with rental properties is you get a leaky roof. And then it's like, well, I didn't sign up to fix leaky roofs. You don't have that with crypto, and I appreciate that. And I mentioned all these things: staking, validating, delegating. They get you VTHO tokens as a reward. And a common question I know you guys are going to ask me because you're sharp is, well, if everybody's getting these VTHO tokens as a reward, that makes it very inflationary. That means the VTHO token is going to lose value as people get more and more of them. But remember, the VTHO token is also the gas token for the chain. And VeChain has it set up so that when someone pays VeChain as a transaction fee, it's burned. So that makes it deflationary. As people use the network, there's less VTHO, which makes the price go up. That'd be like a stock. Anytime, there's activity, someone buying or selling a stock, they buy back some of the stock and destroy it or something like that. It makes the price go up. It makes it deflationary. So they got to have this inflation of people running the network, and then they have this deflation of people using the network. And these are meant to stabilize. So, and I really like that VeChain is continuing to innovate. There's some of these older tokens who've been around for a while, they've kind of just given up. In fact, even as I'm looking through the top 100, some of these are just not doing anything right now. And I just love to see ingenuity and trying new things to try and spark. So they've also launched VeBetterDAO. And basically, this is a collection of D apps that give you rewards for doing things that are good for the environment. So Oily, earn tokens by recycling cooking oil. EV earn tokens by charging. I have a Tesla. Mugshot, earn tokens by drinking in reusable mug. Cleaning the planet. Monitoring your health. I'm going to leave a link to this. You should check it out because you can make some money. I mean, it's not a ton of money, okay? You don't like, oh, I used a reusable mug, I get $1,000. It's not that. But if there's things you already want to do, you might as well check this out and start getting paid for them. So it's a way to make money, and it's good for the environment. And the rewards you get are it's called a Better token, and you can use those to swap for the governance token of VeBetter. VeBetter is a DAO, decentralized autonomous organization. Is that right? Define DAO. Tao. In Chinese philosophy, the absolute principle, that's something else. That's Tao. DAO, decentralized autonomous organization. There you go. But a DAO is where if you hold the token, you get to make decisions for the future of it. So there's not somebody in charge. It's decentralized. And the token holders are the decision makers. And you might ask, well, how does this help VeChain? How does this help me if I have the VET token or the VTHO token? Well, all of these apps, all of these D apps use the VeChain network. So as more and more people get onto these apps, they're going to be burning the VTHO token. And they're going to be needing more validators to help with the blockchain. And as for the token itself, what's it going to do going forward? I have no idea. If anybody tells you this is what's going to happen in the future, especially when it comes to finance, you don't listen to them, okay? They don't know what they're talking about. But, there's always a but. With all that said, some of the people I was reading, Cryptopolitan in particular, and this was in February, so they didn't know that the crypto markets were going to crash like they have, probably because of trade wars and things. But they go through VeChain and all the changes with the VeChain Renaissance and the validators and everything that's going on with the network, and they predict 13 cents by April. So again, going from 2 cents to 13 cents, that would be a 6x. Now, I don't know if that's going to happen in a month, but I do know these changes that they're making are causing a bit of a stir. And I love the direction that they're going. VeChain's CEO, Sunny Liu, emphasizes that one of the things they're doing is trying to make crypto for everyday people, not just, nerds like us. And I love that. That's been a goal of my channel for a long time, is getting everyday people into crypto. All right, so if VeChain seems interesting to you, this is something you want to look into, here's some things that you can do. Just summing it up. First off, this is free, so I always start with this, but do some research and join the community. Okay, those are free options. There's no reason not to do free options. Hop on their website, vchain.org, and read. Check out their white paper. Have you ever read a white? Comment down below if you've ever actually read a white paper before. I do want to show you a little trick. Watch this. Download white paper, chat.gpt.com. It's 72 pages. Upload to ChatGPT. Sum this up. Give me the highlights and most important things. That's one thing I like about ChatGPT. You don't have to be very fluent. You don't have to have good sentences. They know what you're talking about. So there you go. It goes through the 72 pages in a matter of about 5 seconds, and it explains a lot of the stuff that we talked about here today straight from the white paper. I love, too, you can start asking it questions, like you're asking the PDF questions. What is your favorite part of the white paper? What is most exciting? I find the vision for blockchain-powered sustainable ecosystem particularly exciting. The white paper's approach to redefining value, yada. But it's cool. You can save some time there. So that's the first thing. Join the community, hop in their Discord, check out the website, read the white paper, or have ChatGPT sum up the white paper. The second easiest thing to do would be to buy some VET token. And you can buy these on pretty much every exchange. Even in the US, we can buy this. This is one of the few we can actually buy easily in the US, from Coinbase. Binance has a lot of liquidity, BitGet, MEXC, KuCoin, wherever. This is a very popular token, top 100 token, so there's going to be liquidity almost everywhere. Then if you want to get your VET token off of the exchange, VeChain actually has its own wallet called VWorld, and you can transfer your tokens into there. Then once you have your VET in your VWorld wallet, you can stake it. You can start getting those VTHO. There's so many acronyms and abbreviations. It gets confusing. But you stake your VET. You'll get an NFT representing here's how much they staked, and you'll start getting VTHO tokens as a result of that. If you really believe in this, you want to become a validator or a delegator, you can get into that. Definitely check out VeBetterDAO. And once you have yourself positioned where you want to be, sit and hold. Okay, it's actually a good buying day. Whenever you see the markets down like this, potentially a good buying day. I'm not saying not financial advice. I don't give financial advice. I have no certifications other than red hair and a camera and a on-air sign. That's not backwards for you guys, is it? It's backwards in the camera, but you're seeing it. It says on air. I think it does. But I hope this was helpful for you. Again, I just want to help find places that you can potentially make some extra money, possibly achieve financial freedom. And I think VeChain could be a big winner for this bull market. Are we in a bull market? Nobody knows for sure. But we're still 90% off the all-time high from 2021. So there's quite a bit of room to go up. And it seems to me like their team is taking the steps to get there. So hope this was helpful for you. God bless you all. Thank you guys for watching. Hit like, comment something. Appreciate you guys, and have a great rest of your day.